Good morning. It is Thanksgiving morning 2012, and I would like to share with everyone something I call the Woodstock and Dead Sea Scroll connections. And what they are is there's dates, towns, names, and events and social trends that I have assembled nearly 23 years ago. And what they are about is there's the original author of this Dead Sea Scroll that I feature at my website, which you can link to via my YouTube profile. The original author interpreted several Bible verses. It's believed that it's called the Damascus document, and it was written at about 100 BC, and maybe as late as around the time of Christ. And in this Damascus document, the original author interprets several Bible verses, and in these Bible verses he interprets are believed to be around 700 to 900 BC. That's when they were written. And one of the main connections deals with Joe Cocker's performance at Woodstock, and I'll just read part of this Damascus document here. It says, "The serpents are the kings of the peoples, and their wine is their ways, and the head of asps is the chief of kings of Greece, who came to wreak vengeance upon them. But all of these things the builders of the wall and all who daub it with plaster have not understood, because a follower of the wind, one who raised storms and rained down lies, had preached to them, against all of whose assembly the anger of God was kindled." Now in this portion it refers to Micah chapter 2, verse 11. And in that portion, I don't necessarily have to read it. It's, "If one acting on impulse should make the futile claim, I pour you wine and strong drink, then he would be the prophet of this people." And these two passages correlate to Joe Cocker's performance at Woodstock. Joe Cocker saying, "Let's go get stoned," and then the song after that was "With a little help from my friends." And I look at these two messages as being polar opposites. One is telling me to get stoned, block out my emotions and feelings, and the other one is telling me to embrace my fellow man and befriend him. And so this is a page from a book called Woodstock, the Oral History, and it pictures Joe Cocker there, and it quotes Joe Cocker. This book was written in 1988, so Joe Cocker is remembering his performance at Woodstock, and I'll just read a portion of Joe Cocker's quote here. "I just didn't feel that for this mass of people that I was getting through until we got towards the end of the set. We did Let's Go Get Stoned, which sort of got them up because most of them were. Got a little interested when we got into With a Little Help from our friends. As I said, I was feeling pretty badly that day after 4 months of touring. I just felt as we got towards the end of the tune that even though it was only for a brief moment, we'd caught the massive consciousness. I was desperately trying to get through, and it was like I suddenly felt as we got towards the end of the song that it's not something you can explain, but it felt that I got them to accept what we were doing. It's hard to explain, but it was like a powerful feeling for me. And it was shattered when somebody yelled to me, "Joe, look over your shoulder." I looked and saw massive clouds coming in. I just thought, oh dear, had we done this? I don't necessarily think that they done it. I think some higher power possibly did it. And there's other connections that I explain at my website. Originally, the Woodstock Music Festival was to be held in a town in upstate New York called Wallkill, New York. It was planned to be held on August 15th, 16th, and 17th. But the people in Wallkill didn't want it. They protested. And so the organizers of Woodstock kept on searching for a new location. And they settled on an area around Bethel and White Lake, New York. And so the dates of August 15th, 16th, and 17th were kept, and the location was moved to the vicinity of Bethel and White Lake, New York. And this is important because in 1 Kings chapter 12, it tells about King Jeroboam, who organized two festivals. One was in Bethel and the other in Dan. And the date that it was held was the 15th day of the 8th month. Now, some people have told me that this isn't significant because the Hebrew calendar is different from our modern calendar that we go by. And I see this as the real power that be is trying to break through all the falsehoods that we have come to accept. I don't believe that any one place is holier than another. Jerusalem, Mecca, the Dome of the Rock, they're all the same. What matters is what people do with their lives today, and if they do it at a certain location, I guess that could possibly make it a little holy. But all this fighting going on in the Middle East is sort of baffling for us, most of us in the Western world and in America. And I hope I sparked your interest in my website, and I hope to do more videos explaining these connections. But for now, I'd like to say have a happy Thanksgiving, and have hope, have faith, have strength, and do what you can to help your fellow man. Goodbye.